Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Saira Mushtaba with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaffirms India's commitment to multilateralism, international trade and rules-based world order. Addressing plenary session of BRICS summit, he says, India wants to work closely with member nations towards fourth industrial revolution. Lok Sabha passes the Trafficking of Persons Bill 2018, seeks to establish a National Anti-Trafficking Bureau to investigate trafficking cases. Kargil Vijay Diwas being celebrated today. President, Vice President and Prime Minister pay homage to martyrs. 2 Indians among 6 winners of this year's Ramon Magsaysay Award. Final results of the general elections in Pakistan delayed due to failure of electronic reporting system. And in sports, India loses to Ireland by solitary goal in Women's Hockey World Cup. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said India wants to work closely with BRICS nations towards fourth industrial revolution. He said it will bring radical changes in the fields of industrial production, design and manufacturing. Addressing the plenary session of 10th BRICS Summit at Johannesburg in South Africa today, Mr. Modi reaffirmed India's commitment to multilateralism, international trade and rules-based world order. The fourth industrial revolution is the fourth major industrial era since the initial industrial revolution of the 18th century. The Prime Minister said technological innovations can help to enhance better service delivery and productivity levels.
विकास और प्रगति के केंद्र में हमेशा लोग और मानवीय मूल्य सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है। इसलिए टेक्नोलॉजी जगत में चौथी औद्योगिक क्रांति के उन परिणामों पर भी हमें गंभीर विचार करने की जरूरत है।
Mr. Modi said compliance with laws, direct payment to beneficiaries of social security and government schemes is the example of better delivery through technology. He said talent will have more importance than capital in the fourth industrial revolution, where high skill but temporary work will be the new face of employment. The Prime Minister said his government's focus is to ensure vocational and technical education to empower the left-out sections of the society. He said the idea is to transform job seekers into job providers. Mr. Modi emphasized the need to make rapid changes in terms of education and skill development to prepare the youth for future challenges.
एक अहम सवाल रोजगार के प्रकार और अवसरों का होगा। जहां तक हम देख सकते हैं ट्रेडिशनल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हमारे युवाओं के लिए रोजगार का एक प्रमुख जरिया बनी रहेगी। दूसरी ओर हमारे वर्कर्स के लिए यह अत्यंत आवश्यक होगा कि वे अपनी स्किल्स में बदलाव ला सकें।
Besides Mr. Modi, heads of 4 other BRICS nations, that is Brazil, Russia, China and South Africa, are taking part in the meeting. The theme of this year's summit is BRICS in Africa, Collaboration for Inclusive Growth and Shared Prosperity in the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The 3-day summit began yesterday with the BRICS Business Forum meet. Delivering the keynote address, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said this year marks the decade of cooperation between BRICS nations. Mr. Modi reached South Africa last evening on the final leg of his 3-nation visit to Africa. He earlier visited Rwanda and Uganda. The Lok Sabha has passed the Trafficking of Persons, Prevention, Protection and Rehabilitation Bill 2018. The bill provides for the prevention, rescue and rehabilitation of trafficked persons and seeks to establish a National Anti-Trafficking Bureau to investigate trafficking cases. It also provides for the setting up of anti-trafficking units or ATUs at the district level, which will deal with the investigation, prevention, rescue and protection of victims and witnesses. Replying to a debate on the bill, Minister for Women and Child Development, Maneka Gandhi said, the bill has a compassionate view and it is victim-centric.
This bill incorporates trafficking for forced labor, bonded labor, besides for surrogacy, false marriage, for begging as aggravated forms of trafficking and calls for enhanced punishment for the offender.
Earlier, moving the bill, Ms. Gandhi said, the crime of trafficking is organized and invisible and current mechanism has failed to hit the root of such crimes. Initiating the debate, Shashi Tharoor of Congress criticized the bill, saying it has been framed by bureaucrats and victims of trafficking are lowest priority in this legislation. Parliament has passed the Negotiable Instruments Amendment Bill 2018 with the Rajya Sabha approving it today. The Lok Sabha had passed it earlier. The bill allows a court trying an offence related to cheque bounce to direct the drawer to pay interim compensation to the complainant. The compensation will not exceed 20% of the cheque amount and will have to be paid by the drawer within 60 days of the trial court's order. Replying to a debate on the bill in the Rajya Sabha, Minister of State for Finance Shiv Pratap Shukla said there are 16 lakh cases of cheque bounce still lying in district and subordinate courts and 32,000 cases are in high courts. Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad today said the government does not regulate content on social network platforms. Replying to a debate in the Rajya Sabha, he said the government is committed to freedom of speech and expression and privacy of its citizens. On the
चुनौती के आलोक में हम सोशल मीडिया के व्यक्तित्व को समाप्त नहीं करें। ये भारत का एक बहुत बड़ा नया डिजिटल पावर का आया है, जहां हिंदुस्तान के आम आदमी के भी हाथ में एक सूचना की ताकत है और सवाल पूछने की हिम्मत है।
Initiating the discussion, V. Muralidharan of BJP accused the opposition of twisting facts on social media to malign the ruling party. Leader of opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad said 40 people in 13 states were lynched based on rumours created on social media. The National Human Rights Commission or NHRC has issued notice to Bihar government over reported sexual exploitation of girls at a shelter home in Muzaffarpur. According to a media report, there were 44 girls living in the home run by an NGO under the supervision of the Social Welfare Department. Taking suo motu cognizance of a media report, the Commission issued notices to the Chief Secretary and the DGP of the state and has sought a report within 2 weeks. President Ramnath Kovind today said there is no place for violence in India's culture, tradition and constitution. He was speaking at a function held at Dimrapal village near Jagdalpur, the divisional headquarters of Bastar in Chhattisgarh, after dedicating the new building of Bali Ram Kashyap Memorial Medical College Hospital.
देश के कुछ हिस्सों में नक्सलवाद से भ्रमित होकर कुछ लोगों ने हिंसा और भय का वातावरण उत्पन्न करने का प्रयास किया। हमारी संस्कृति और परंपरा, हमारे संविधान में हिंसा के लिए कोई स्थान नहीं।
President Kovind, who was on a 2-day visit to the tribal Bastar and Dantewada districts of Chhattisgarh, said the tribals of Bastar live in harmony with nature and are scripting a new success story of development. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today led the nation in paying homage to the martyrs of Kargil War on 19th Kargil Vijay Diwas today. The day marks the victory of the Indian forces over Pakistan in the hills of Kargil and the success of India's Operation Vijay in 1999. The President in his message said, every Indian acknowledges the efforts and gallantry of our armed forces on Kargil Vijay Diwas. In Rajya Sabha, the Vice President said he salutes the valor, courage and sacrifice of the brave Jawans that resulted in a spectacular victory for our country in the Kargil War in 1999.
Today, on behalf of the whole House, I pay glowing tributes to our brave soldiers who faced extreme conditions and difficult situations to defend our country to secure our lives. We pay our respects to the memory of the brave soldiers who laid down their lives in the defense of our country.
Prime Minister Modi in his message said, a grateful nation pays homage to all those who served the nation during Operation Vijay. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman paid homage to the martyrs at Amar Jawan Jyoti, India Gate. Talking to reporters, Ms. Sitharaman said, the countrymen are grateful to the soldiers who laid down their lives to protect the motherland.
On behalf of every Indian, I am here to remember the great sacrifice made for this country by every dedicated soldier who has been in adverse conditions protecting ourselves.
Army Chief General Bipin Rawat, Air Chief Marshal Birinder Singh Dhanoa and Navy Chief Admiral Sunil Lamba were also present on the occasion. At the Dras War Memorial in Kargil district of Jammu and Kashmir, the proceedings opened this morning with a solemn wreath-laying ceremony led by Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Northern Command. Gallantry Award winners of the Kargil conflict and next of kin of martyrs, Veer Naris, senior army officers and civil dignitaries also paid tributes to the martyrs. Later interacting with the media at Dras War Memorial, Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh said, the Indian Army is ready to face any contingencies at any front, whether it be LOC or LAC.
Any kind of movement, any kind of misadventure which our adversary tries to undertake, they will be given a befitting reply as always. The army is fully trained, we are equipped, motivated and always prepared to take on any contingency.
Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh said the commemoration is the Army's modest homage to the martyrs and a way of remembering the contribution of the units and formations in the conflict that gave India its finest victory in recent times. In Jammu and Kashmir, Kargil district was declared open defecation free or ODF in September 2017. Each and every house of the 16,000 units included in the baseline survey conducted by Rural Development Department has their own toilet system. A ground report from our correspondent.
As part of Swachh Bharat Mission initiatives, common people and officials led from the front in making the valley paradise in real sense by cleaning environment, including the freshwater streams and spring, besides fighting a war against use of polythene and constructing latrines to make the state open defecation free. A beneficiary from Apati village in Sodh, Muhammad Ali, said that he constructed a toilet with the help from the department.
I constructed a toilet with help from the department, and this is now helping us keep our surroundings clean and hygienic. In Kargil, every household generally has their own Ladakhi toilet. However, the facility provided by the government has been instrumental in ensuring that the surrounding areas around human habitation remain neat and clean.
District Panchayat Officer of Kargil, Barkat Ali Noor Nizami, explained that they have achieved their target of constructing the last 4,592 toilets in 2017 and 18. He said will all help any new nuclear families establishing their own households under the Manrega scheme. Swachh Bharat Mission has truly become the people's movement. With Anayat Ali from Kargil, Aarti Rana for AIR News.
Two Indians, Bharat Vatwani and Sonam Wangchuk, are among the 6 winners of this year's Ramon Magsaysay Award. The awards declared today are regarded as Asian version of the Nobel Prize. The Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation said in its citation that Vatwani is being recognized for his tremendous courage and healing compassion in embracing India's mentally afflicted destitutes. Wangchuk has been recognized for his uniquely systematic, collaborative and community-driven reform of learning systems in remote northern India, improving the life opportunities of Ladakhi youth in Jammu and Kashmir. The other award winners are from Cambodia, East Timor, Philippines and Vietnam. Established in 1957, the Ramon Magsaysay Award is Asia's highest honor. In Pakistan, final results of the general election have been delayed due to technical failures in the electronic reporting system. Secretary Election Commission of Pakistan, Babar Yaqub, said counting is now being done manually. According to reports, with 30% of the total vote counted, Imran Khan-led Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf inched closer to becoming the single largest party with nearly 120 seats. Government has extended the date for filing of income tax returns for certain taxpayers by 1 month till 31st August 2018. Earlier, the date for filing income tax returns for assessment year 2018-19 was 31st of this month. Sensex at Bombay Stock Exchange rose 126 points to 36,985 amid mixed Asian share markets. Nifty at National Stock Exchange also climbed 35 points to record high of 11,167. The rupee today appreciated 12 paise to close at 68 rupees 66 paise against the US dollar. And in the Women's Hockey World Cup, India suffered a 0-1 loss to Ireland in their second Pool B match at the Lee Valley Hockey Centre in London today. With a comfortable win against India and a total of 2 victories in the group stage, Ireland secured their quarter-final berth in the tournament. Anna O'Flanagan was the lone goal scorer in the match. India, who will next play USA on Sunday, are placed third in the table and have a minor chance for qualifying for the quarter-finals. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Modi reaffirms India's commitment to multilateralism, international trade and rules-based world order. Addressing plenary session of BRICS summit says India wants to work closely with member nations towards 4th industrial revolution. Lok Sabha passes the Trafficking of Persons Bill 2018, seeks to establish a National Anti-Trafficking Bureau to investigate trafficking cases. Kargil Vijay Diwas celebrated today. President, Vice President and Prime Minister pay homage to martyrs. 2 Indians among 6 winners of this year's Ramon Magsaysay Award. Final results of general elections in Pakistan delayed due to failure of electronic reporting system. And in sports, India loses to Ireland by solitary goal in Women's Hockey World Cup. That's all in the news at 9. Good night.